ahead to the potential class of 2022. What kind of names are those? Oh, how about Tony Romo, Andre Johnson, Mr. 1,000 Yards, pretty much every year, and our very own Steve Smith Sr. They are now all officially eligible for the Hall. Another player eligible, special team superstar Devin Hester, someone we talk about pretty often here on the show. We asked Twitter, besides Hester, who's your favorite special teams player of all time? Some incredible answers, as always. Tom tweeted us with his choice, Billy Bates. He said Billy Bates was so good they added a special teams spot on the Pro Bowl roster, which is true. He was the first special teams Pro Bowler, guys. That was back in 1984. Eric tweeted us and said the human joystick himself, Dante Hall, friend of the show. I mean, none of us can argue with that. We're all nodding here at the breakfast table. And MJD chimed in with his pick, former Patriot Matthew Slater.
UCLA Bruin. That's MJD there.
I see.
So another special teams great waiting to get in the Hall is, of course, Bills legend Steve Tasker, who we'll be talking about a little bit later on in the show. And Sean McDermott will be on our program. Bills fans, keep it here for that. So besides Hester and Tasker, who's our favorite special teams player of all time? Let's discuss.
Do you guys know who the second all-time leader in total yardage in NFL history is? Total yards, punt return, scrimmage yards, everything.
Oh.
No idea.
Brian Mitchell. Brian Mitchell, former Washington. Yes, he's got 14,000 kickoff return yards and 5,000 punt return yards. Both are NFL records. And his 875 postseason kickoff return yards are a record as well. He also rushed for 2,000 yards in his NFL career and caught almost 300 passes. Brian Mitchell's a Super Bowl champion, first team All-Pro. He was a Pro Bowler, and in 1995, he was voted in as the Pro Bowl recipient, I guess, for the NFC, of course, as this. And then he went on to the Eagles and had good years there.
Yeah, he did.
And finished his career with the Giants. B. Mitch, I know him and my man J.P. Finley have a show out there for NBC in Washington. He does a great job in the media, but I'm going to say Brian Mitchell, who has always been such a great ambassador of the sport as well. I'm going to put him in there as my favorite special teams, non-Tasker, non-Hester.
Gotta do it.
NFL history.
Not 1,400.
14,000.
That number seems ridiculous.
And then 5,000 more.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I did not know that. All right, so I'm going to go with a returner, but he wasn't really a returner. He was more of a cornerback that just could do everything else. I'm going with Deion Sanders. I know we've talked about it a ton on the show, and Deion himself will tell you how great he was when he played and even now.
He's on a baseball field.
Yeah, exactly. It is fitting.
Love this footage.
But, you know, when Deion was, he's like a cat out there, man. He was so electric that when the ball was in the air, before he even touched it, collectively, the stadium, if you're watching at home, you just knew that there was a high chance that he was going to take this to the crib.
Yeah. I was at this game, Monday Night Football, as a kid. I remember being here.
It was unreal. Only guy after that, I think maybe Hester, but it was different when Deion did it, though. It was different when Deion touched the ball. Even when they put him at wide receiver, I was like, oh, this is a touchdown. And he didn't have the best hands in the world.
Didn't matter.
But I knew that if he touched it and caught it, it was going to the crib. So Deion Sanders, one of the greatest, not just cornerbacks, special teamers ever.
He could do it all, play multiple sports. However, he couldn't do what this guy could do. There was a time on this program when Game of Thrones was the biggest thing in the world, and Josh Cribbs, yes, that one you remember from the Browns, used to do weekly reaction pieces to us. He was our official Game of Thrones correspondent. It looked a little bit like this.
My favorite character is now Jon Snow. Dude is a warrior. I can't really explain the on-camera tension that's arising between Khaleesi and Jon Snow. So I have to show you in gestures of how I was acting while I was watching Game of Thrones tonight. The Night King? No. Apparently, he has a cannon and he belongs in the NFL.
Unbelievable.
Oh, my God.
You know what? Never mind Hester and Tasker. Josh Cribbs, go to Canton right now. The on-camera tension between Khaleesi and Jon